What's up everyone, Lion Roar here, and it is round 3 of the Soul Exchange, so who should you get? We're going to talk all about it. But first, download Gemstone Legends, a mobile RPG puzzle match game. Use the link in the description to start with free stuff, including a bonus hero. Alright, it's Morel. You should get Morel. That's all. End of video. I'm just kidding. But really, Morel is probably the best hero on the list here, in my opinion. In fact, it's a hero that I've wanted for a long time. In addition to Frigg, and there's other heroes that do defense down on all other opponents that I haven't gotten yet. So to see Morel in the Soul Exchange is super exciting for me, and I went for Morel right away, and I'm now power leveling Morel. So this is an obvious one. This is probably what a lot of people will tell you. I do want to go through some others though, because, I think Morel might not be for everybody. Maybe you don't have 20 heroes. Maybe you already have Morel. Maybe you're looking to fill in some other area of your roster that you're weak in. So I am going to talk about a few heroes, but why don't we just cover Morel first, since this is the obvious one. So Morel, of course, is a 5-star blue hero, or ice, however you want to call it, of the Ranger class. Obviously, this is a hero you see all over many defenses and very, very useful on offense too. And so worthy of the emblems for sure. Part of the Underwild family. So of course, if you have other Underwild heroes, you get a bonus for 1, 2, 3, 4, or 5 heroes, which is 20, 24, 28, 32, or 36% chance to spawn an Underwild gem on the board when the hero casts their special skill, and the Underwild gems deal 50 damage to random enemy each turn until it is matched. All right, 772 offense or attack, 745 defense, and 1452 HP. Underwild is still relatively new in the whole history of Empires and Puzzles, so these stats are still very, very good. As you probably are aware, there's power creep in this game, so the newer heroes have the better stats, and this is still a relatively new hero, so it has the stats. This Deathly Glaive special deals 180% damage to all enemies. All enemies get negative 34% defense for 3 turns. Relatively simple special. It is fast speed, and that's one of the things that makes this particular special attractive, because let's be honest, the amount of damage it does is not a lot, but that negative 34% defense for 3 turns on all enemies at fast speed is incredibly valuable, especially if you can start stringing together Morel's special along with others just extremely heavy hitters. So that's why you see Morel a lot on defense, but I think this is one of the few heroes that you can get out of the Soul Exchange right now that's good on both offense and defense, and I am definitely going to be using Morel. So let's say you don't have enough heroes to exchange in for Morel. Is it worth going after any of the 10 or 15 hero slots? Yeah, let's talk about that. And then there's another couple of heroes I want to talk about in the 20 slot as well. But I will say this overall. Of all the Soul Exchanges we've had so far, I think this one has by far the best hero available in Morel. It's actually relatively thin elsewhere. There's not a lot of pickings in this one. While in the other Soul Exchanges, I felt like there was no one hero that you're just like, yeah, you gotta go after that overpowered hero. There was no hero like that until now. Morel's, almost like that. But in the other Soul Exchanges, you had a lot of really great choices. I don't feel like there's a lot of really great choices here. There's a few, so let's talk about them. I think in that first tier of the 10 heroes required, only trade in 10 heroes if you're like a newer or like mid-tier player who just really needs to upgrade in a slot. You don't care that you're losing 10 heroes, but like, I would almost think it's worth it just to save those heroes, get 5 or 10 more heroes, and then just wait for a future Soul Exchange. Because I don't know that these heroes are worth it, but the ones that stand out in the 10 hero slot are Kiona, because she's got dodge with the rogue class here. But also Kiona used to be a hero that you saw appear on a lot of defenses back in the day. So that's why I say only go after her if you're like a newer or mid-tier player, because I think you will do really well having Kiona on both offense and defense. in wars and on your defense team for now. But once you get up into higher tier 2 and especially into tier 1 style play, what I mean by that is just like the most competitive leagues in Empires and Puzzles. You're gonna find that Kiona just doesn't hold up in those, but definitely very competitive for newer mid tier players. Another one is Ramvir. Now, this is like a slightly more powerful Wukong. So again, for newer players or mid tier players, if you don't have Mickey or really any of the other top tier Titan heroes, you could potentially go after Ranveer if you're using Wukong and get just a little bit more toughness out of it. Plus a little more bonus here, although he does have when I say bonus, I mean bonus to attack. Although he does have a slightly higher miss rate on the accuracy too, so do be aware of that. But you could potentially, if you need a Titan hitter, go after that. Of the 15 heroes required slot, I don't actually think that anybody really stands out here. Nobody's thrilling to me. I think that there's some fine choices here. So honestly, if you have to spend 15 heroes, which I don't necessarily recommend you do, you can go through here and like Sinan is okay. There was a time where Captain Kestrel was good again because he's rogue class. Zaline in the very, very, very early history of Empires and Puzzles was an amazing player on defense, but none of these heroes you really see right now having an impact in Empires and Puzzles. So personally, I think the cost benefit is such that it makes more sense just to save the 15 heroes, because it's 15 heroes for like a mediocre hero you'd be getting, and just wait until you get 5 more for a future exchange. All right, listen. There's some other great options if you don't go after Morel at the 20 slot. Onyx is really good. A lot of the ninjas are really good. And then, so of course, you can read Onyx's special on your own here. But basically, if you get up to that 3rd mana charge, and each of the mana charges are more powerful, but deals 350% damage to all enemies. All enemies are immune to new status effect buffs for 5 turns and dispels buffs from all enemies. So if you need a sort of dispeller, and also what's really valuable in this day and age is preventing the buffs, you got Onyx here. Director Zuri, really, really great as a healer. Mostly, I think you would want to use Director Zuri on offense. So if you're looking for an offensive hero, here you go. I mean, Director Zuri is pretty good on defense too. I think more useful on offense when you really need that healer to keep your team alive. Because, I mean, first of all, look at this. Your hero with the lowest health gains 65% health, and then the others gain 42. That's a massive amount. And then you get these minions that go on the heroes too, and cleanse the status ailments. So if you're looking for a hero on offense, I would say actually stay away from Morel and go with Director Zuri. I mean, Morel is amazing, but like if you already have that effect from Morel, Director Zuri is going to be just a great, great addition. Does it all, keeps your team alive. So, I would not feel sad at all about trading in 20 heroes for Director Zuri. In fact, I wish I had another 20 heroes to get Director Zuri for these wars now, which, I mean, if you don't have like your specials firing in the first 4 or 5 turns, my gosh, the defensive heroes are just so good. It's hard to stay alive. So Director Zuri will help keep you alive. I also like Asterius a lot. So you do have a lot more choices at the, I think, 20 hero tier here than you do the other tiers. But Asterius, what's cool is, first of all, he's going to deal damage to the target and nearby enemies. That's probably the weakest part of the special, but it's nothing to slouch at 360%. That's pretty good. Especially if you like emblem him up and give him higher attack. Reduces the duration of the target nearby enemy's buffs by 1 turn. So again, another anti-buff hero. But then you have this part here. The target nearby enemies receive corrosive burn for 3 turns, and the corrosive burn deals 101 burn damage and lowers the target's defense by negative 16% each turn, which, as with Morel, defense down type of effect is extremely powerful in Empires and Puzzles. It has been since the beginning of time, and it continues to be, because it's just helping you to kill your opponent faster, which is the point of the game, right? So this is a great hero for offense as well. So really, I think you have Morel as an all-around great offensive and defensive type of hero. But if you already have Morel or don't need that effect anymore, Asterius is great for offense and lowering defense and dealing really lots of damage when you add up the corrosive burn and the direct damage. And then Director Zuri for the amazing healing and overhealing when you consider the minions and cleansing. Okay. Well, those are my thoughts on this particular soul exchange. Let me know in the comments who you picked to exchange for, because I'm really curious what the community is going after. You don't have to agree with me. Not everybody does. And in fact, your roster is going to be different than mine, so you should probably not follow exactly what I say. You should match the heroes that you exchange for to your roster. Tell me who you got. I'm curious. If there's anyone in the 15 tier that you think is better, I'd like to know that too. Then I'm giving them credit for. So, all right. If you haven't already, make sure to like, subscribe, and hit that bell notification so you know when I drop new videos or go live. And I will catch you in the next one.